if you want to skip forward, I'm going to put a timestamp of like when I start actually doing the reading, just so you can skip past my non-intro intro. Okay, it's kind of cool. I feel like I should flip it for some reason. Okay, I'm not ready for that yet. I think I need to talk about this first. So we'll say about 4:30. There seems to be something that you're like really in your feelings about something. I mean, this thing is probably could derail you if you spend too much time in that energy in your feelings. It definitely feels like kind of a stretched out disappointment, or like you've tried so many different things to move on, blah, blah, blah. It really is like kind of something you grapple with. I think I'm going to speak in the terms of like this week. So it seems like this week you have something on your mind that you want to move forward with, and you're going to choose to just keep moving on from these energies. I think like that whatever it is that's really difficult is going to bother you, and then you're going to notice you actually bounce back quite well. And you don't try to sort everything out before you just go. You're just focused on going. I don't think these are in play yet. There, that's more helpful. You have Lover and Scribe. I don't think those are in this yet. Okay, so maybe I am supposed to talk about them, but maybe I'm supposed to draw a card for them. No, I'm skipping over something. Okay, hold on. I am skipping over something, and I do feel that. So I'm going to bring another deck in to just look at it, because it doesn't feel right to skip over it completely. And I feel like I did here, but I don't. There's something else. There's something else that wants to be there. One for you and one for you. Okay. Okay. So something that you really love to do, or someone that you really love, it's something that you are truly connected to is going to feel postponed this week. Before I speak more about that, let me see what's going on here. Okay. There's a why coming out of why you're moving, why you feel pulled to just like move on from this thing, even though it's frustrating. So what it kind of looks like is that if you stay in that energy too long where you're like all in your emotions about something, emotions are good, right? I don't feel like I need to have that whole talk, but if you stay in that energy, you probably find that you start gravitating towards something that makes you feel really good, almost in an obsessive way. Like overly indulging in it, but also to the point where you're not really showing up as your true self there. But there's a lot to like learn, teach, or discover about someone in that space. And I honestly think that if you get sucked into that energy where you're just all in your feelings and everything is frustrating around that, like this long-term thing that's playing out that hasn't, maybe healed or shed light or whatever yet, that you'll kind of get stuck in this energy of using that discomfort to shape the other things that you're a part of that you actually do love, whether that's a person or something you're invested in. I think your intuition is telling you to move on, and something is telling you to look inward, and it's confusing because you think looking inward is looking at that, but then I think you just feel bad when you're in that energy. And the looking inward part is to say you're very intentionally moving on from something, and something is balancing out within you, and whatever that is affecting the things that you're currently a part of, that you love in your life, that you want to keep in your life, that like they're gonna benefit you, or they already do. So this is kind of like a moment of pause from, call it whatever energy it is for you, the universe, God, fate, intuition. To me, it's all the same thing. It's all the same helpful energy, It's like coming in this week a lot to redirect you towards towards the idea that You may feel like your intuition tries to guide you a lot, and that where the energy naturally wants to flow, like, hang on, let me find a simpler way to say this. Okay. You're noticing it's guiding you towards the realization within self that imbalances come from thinking you're following your intuition, but you're really following habit. And when you go with the flow too much, it's more so habit than the helpful parts of you trying to get you to where you want to be. When you can kind of repair that nervous system, like get back to, what it is that your goal is, recenter towards decisions where you're making the decision, like you're taking an action towards it, you're disrupting the flow that seems habitual to be in or to go with. You're disrupting it with, hey, I want something out of this life and I'm going to go for it. I think that's new for you. Like, I think that you're not used to being someone who is in a position of like having so much control over a situation. Like you're a lover, not a fighter kind of situation or kind of energy. Where I think you would go with the flow even if it keeps you from your goals or disturbs your peace or disturbs your nervous system to where you can't confidently walk in your own direction, And I think this week you're learning that when you slow down and you recognize where pauses are happening that are in your favor, where you recognize that there's these emotions that are going to hit you and they're going to feel so comfortable to stay in. You're going to feel almost like addicted to staying in that energy. That if you have that push to be like, don't spend too much time in that energy because that's not where you're going here. And it's more helpful to focus on where you want to go than where you keep cycling around in the washing machine or on the merry-go-round. And let me say something. I do feel like you make a lot of decisions in your life and it feels empowering to some extent because you feel like you're chasing your intuition. But I will say that like there's also an energy there where that can be deceptive at times and where you don't know when it's deceptive when that's happening. And this is how you're sorting it out. Like you're getting full clarity on your own actions in any moment to where you can change your behavior to best fit what you are, what you've decided is best for you, not what you've decided is normal for you, but what you've decided is best for you. This is positive getting there. This is absolutely getting there. What else do I want to say? feel like there's more to this reading, but also the reading feels complete, but just not like, I don't know how to explain this. I truly don't know how to explain this. But the reading does feel complete, but like I want to stay in it to get to a feeling. And I think that's something I'm noticing that's kind of changing in me. So I'm just going to read this card and then we're going to be done. It's kind of like I have a very awkward way of transitioning into different energies. Maybe everyone does. I don't know. But that's probably what it feels like. I mean, if you're listening, you know. Okay, so 9 of Swords, fear. I'll hold it up for you since we have a little bit of different of an angle today. Dark, negative thoughts about the worst case scenario can become an overwhelming cycle of worry. These ideas can cloud your judgment and distort your view of reality. Try to see your surroundings in a positive light and focus on your blessings. Keywords: nightmares, anxiety, obsession, suffering, trauma, and overthinking. Yeah. And I do feel like this is one of those moments where you just get to a point where you're like, at some point, if I can't heal all of my trauma today, am I just going to try to live my life anyways and like deal with it as it comes up? Or am I going to keep like going into that room every single day, more so than the other parts of myself, and just keep like looking for something that I can't find unless more time, experiences, things play out. You know, I think this is just your recognition of that. So that's what I see for you. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.